Hey, life groups, I am so delighted that you guys have yet again chosen to gather in a small group of people, because life groups really is the best way to help make a big church feel small. It's the place where you're going to find friends like family. So well done for turning up at your life group this week. We're in part 3 of our current series, Resist the Drift. And actually our focus at the start of 2024 has all been around prayer and fasting. I know we've been those pastors that have asked you to pray and fast every day. What kind of church is this anyway? But I truly hope that you've enjoyed getting on this journey with us, because I believe this with all of my heart: when we're intentional about dedicating some time to lay aside to get close into the very presence of Jesus, it's in that space where you're going to feel like he's absolutely alongside you on whatever path of life that you are currently taking. On Sunday, we spoke about the key principles taken from the Lord's Prayer, but prior to that, we spoke about the difficulties of prayer, being that even the disciples struggled with this issue. So much so that in Luke chapter 11, verse 1, they turned around to Jesus, having seen him and witnessed him praying for ages, knowing that he was praying in a way that left them with something missing. So they said, "Lord, can you teach us how to pray?" And in the other gospel accounts, it records the exact conversation that happened. I'm not going to do a breakthrough of the Lord's Prayer, because perhaps in your group tonight, you're going to be able to do that using the Resist the Drift PDF document. You can access it by going to liverpoolonechurch.com, clicking resources, and it is right there. You could maybe even do a breakdown of that. But the principles that I do want to flag up with you are really what Jesus spoke about at the start of that conversation, where he points out prayer is not for the hypocrites. Real prayer that works, is not for those that want to look better or sound better, but actually the type of prayer that is so magnetic towards your Father in heaven is the type of prayer that occurs in a room. In other words, in a space or a place where you close the door and remove distractions. No phone, no laptop, no notifications, no one coming in asking you to do some chore around the house. Like Jesus pointed out that one of the most effective ways to build a life full of effective prayer was to build a habit where you'd be in a space that was maybe the same. So for you, maybe it's a chair, maybe it's a room in your house, maybe it's some other location. But what my question really is for you today is, as we've started to look at those scriptures, how are you finding a room, closing the door, and removing all the distractions? The real question that I want to ask is, are you finding and feeling like your prayer life is becoming more and more effective, even during the times and seasons when we're not getting answers to the prayers that maybe we're expecting, but I still think God is working? Remember what we said on Sunday: even when you don't see his hand moving, his heart is always for you. So talk that through. How is your devotional prayer life going? And remember, last week of prayer and fasting before 21 days is up. Love you. Let's keep going at it. Let's keep believing for Jesus to do big things in our lives as individuals, and that as a church as well. Have a great week.